On local news, here's your six covered.
In other news.
Welcome, everyone.
Are we live?
We are
Yes,
live.
Dang it. No notification. Oh, look at that. I got a notification.
Look at that. Your package is in the
Package has arrived.
The
Hello,
package
everyone,
has
and good
arrived.
evening.
Good evening. Appreciate everybody showing up. We got Bojangles. We're running some Bojangles and some Diet Coke as usual. Let's see who got first place.
Same as there
Mr.
was.
Jerry Parker. Come on down. Crazy Gearhead in second. Carrie Amore. We got Drew Bradley. The Shaggy Rifleman says, I'm delivering a package as well. Ranger 10mm 45 auto. We got Jamie Rincon out there. Welcome. Robert Warren. Gavin Mill. Ortiz.
What's up, Silver Fox?
Silver Fox.
Lakeview, Brian T.
Brian
Lead
T's
Mining.
there it
44.
is.
That name sounds very familiar.
44. Matter of fact, it does.
I
Hello.
actually had a conversation with him earlier today.
Did you really?
I did. So let me ask you, this will be a good way to start off the topic. So, we've been doing a lot of this rimfire stuff, and you got your voodoo, and you got it kind of, it's kind of like we just took what we could get. It's kind of like what I got. It was available. I bought it.
Yeah.
Could have been
pink.
You bought it.
Could have been pink.
Could have been pink. Didn't matter. We wanted it.
That was exactly right.
Now that you've done this for a little bit, do you have any, and I'm not going to say regrets, that's a strong word. Do you have any doubts as to the build, the contour? Should I have gotten a 20-inch barrel? Should I have gotten a MTU barrel? Do I wish I had a straight trigger? Just tell me your thoughts on the voodoo that you purchased.
It's in the bag.
Okay. Yeah, because that's right. We were supposed to go shooting today.
Well, first off, you get what you get because that's what
Correct.
That's what it was.
Sometimes you take what you can get.
And I would say
+5.
I would say my barrel contour being the kukri.
Yep. Now, the kukri that you have is a true ace barrel, which is offered by Voodoo as their OEM barrel, if you will.
Yeah, basically a stock right out of the get-go.
Correct.
Shoots great. I wish it had more weight on the front end.
Okay, so in your case, it's an 18.
Yeah, it's 18-inch, but I wish I would have went. Well, I couldn't have gone with anything.
Correct.
But if it was the thicker, heavier barrel,
yeah,
that would have maybe balanced it out. I've been messing with it
because right now you're
butt heavy. Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, you're saying that the kukri is good.
It is
However, you're having a hard time putting weights on. Even if you put weights on, it's still going to be.
I got to put some weight on it.
Some serious weight.
It's actually one whole. It's my. What bag was I using? Oh, it was the. I can never remember the name of that.
Fortune cookie.
Fortune cookie.
Yeah. How can you forget fortune cookie?
It is the fortune cookie at the end of the barrel.
Gotcha.
So whatever that is, I think it's like 3 pounds.
Okay, so in your case, you wish you had the MTU contour.
Correct.
Which is a little thicker at the muzzle.
Yep.
The curved trigger. You had a Trigger Tech Diamond.
Which is a nice.
It's a great trigger.
It is single stage, so I would have got a 2-stage flat trigger if I was to build this thing.
Okay. So we got the trigger, we've got the contour of the barrel, the chassis you love.
Yeah,
MPA
I like the
chassis.
MPA. Yeah. Well, now if I could do anything, since we're talking about it, the MDT is flatter right at the front, where the MPA is at a 45.
Yes, where the magazine
comes in.
begins.
And I feel like if it was flatter, I could jam it into barricades a little bit better. But I'm fine with either or. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Shaggy Rifleman says, "Is your 6 covered? I want to say I'm glad I listened to you and got that tooth pulled. After looking over the picture I posted on Instagram, I discovered there was more damage than I thought there was. Now, I'm glad you got it pulled too."
I'm glad you did. Yeah, we were all rooting for you, Shaggy. We see you guys on here a lot. I mean, we really do. We got a good community. And, if somebody's out there in pain and trying to be all Joe tough, you can't do it with your teeth. Definitely not. Definitely a health issue for sure. So I'm glad that worked out for you, Shaggy Rifleman. See, now you're back in action, which makes it nice.
I just got an email from viewer Todd that sent me his build sheet for his Voodoo, and
Cool,
I'm
let's
letting
check
him
it out.
know we're having a live chat about your rifle as we speak.
All right, let me jump out here while we're doing some administrative skills. For some reason, going live on this and not StreamYard, this sucks. I can't read crap out of this damn thing. Let's see. Larry Funk is out there. How you doing? Hang a tuner on the end. That'll gain you a few ounces. Actually, we talked about a tuner a little bit, Larry. I don't know what we're going to end up doing with that, but what was it, the ATS?
The ATS.
The ATS, and then obviously there's Eric Cortinas. So there's a couple options out there that we've seen so far. Haven't gone with one or the other yet.
No, because we might end up making our own.
Exactly.
So, we did price some tuners, looked at them, looked at the ATS. I was going to go ahead and pull the trigger and order one, and then I saw it was $200. And then looked at some of the other ones, the Heralds and whatnot. And then I think I can make a better tuner for what I'm looking for.
Yep.
And so, yeah, thinking about making one. We'll see how it works, and we will go from there.
That's good. Let's see. Come on, everyone. Smash that like button. I would highlight your comment, TV, but I'm not on StreamYard. I'm trying to save my hours. I'm trying to save my time for when I actually have someone that's, somewhere far away, and we're squishing us both in here.
Okay, so I've got his build sheet here, and like I said, I'm going to leave his last name out of it, of course, for anonymity. But he got the gun, 22 long rifle,
Okay.
right-handed. It's a V22.
Yep.
Right-handed barreled action. He went with the Ace 20-inch. So that's going to bring us to another question. You have an 18. I have an 18. Matt has an 18. Do you wish you had the 20, or doesn't matter?
As long as it prints groups, I don't care.
Okay. If I had it to do over, and I had a choice, and I didn't just take what was available, I probably would have preferred the 20.
For weight, or just what are you thinking? Velocity?
Both. Why give up anything?
That would be a good question.
And there might not be anything that you're
I wonder what the
giving up.
velocity would be for 2 inches. Basically, if you're in a chrono.
Yeah, it's not much, but I wish I did a 20. He got the kookery.
But then if you add on a barrel tuner, now you're looking, say, 22.
Yeah.
Or if I go with my 18.
But what does that matter? We're used to these freaking 28 and 30-inch rifles.
Yeah, that's a good point.
No, I mean, that's a good topic. So he went with the 20-inch kookery threaded. He went 30 minutes of angle. Would you go 30 or would you go 40? This was the topic last night.
Now knowing what some of the distances are that we got to shoot to,
yeah,
I think I'd just go 40, because I think my reticle would, I remember my scope would allow me to do that.
Of course it would. Yeah, in your case it would.
Yeah.
I'm running 40. In my case it does as well. Medium knob. Now, Matt ordered a round knob just to see how it worked. You want to go up to the comments here? We're starting to get behind. Other way.
I'm at the end.
Okay, so yeah, I couldn't see that. All right.
Good correspondent Curious. What up, Mr. Baldwin Curious, Mr. Val? Andy Nelson's out there, Joaquin. You keep looking for comments, and I'll say everybody.
Reading.
Abigail's out there. Drew Bradley. Brian T.
Okay, so Kerry Emery, he's going
Matt
to the
Gibbs out there, too.
Lapua Test Center in a couple weeks. He has the ATS tuner. Take it with me, test without and with, and see how it works. Okay, be interesting. Definitely report back on that. Let us know how it does. Kerry Emery.
Oh, Kerry Amore.
Kerry Amore.
I don't know if it's Amore. I just like saying Kerry Amore.
You try to make it sound French or something.
Amore.
That's Amore.
Sure.
It's Emery.
Emory. Yeah, it would be Emory. It could be
Like
whatever you want.
Emory University, right? 2 inches makes all the difference. Ask your girlfriend. We can always rely on Val.
There's Val. He's back in action. Nancy Meek.
Bobby Castrucci, you will end up buying a Voodoo if you stay in here too long. Nancy, I will tell you, it's funny. I should reach out to Voodoo, and you should reach out to Voodoo, because I know for a fact at least 6 or more people have ordered Voodoo since we talked about this. Well, and we don't get anything off of it. And that's not what I'm trying to do. But just say, we talk about your rifles
too much.
I wouldn't say too much, but
they're actually great. I do have plans though I do have some plans.
What kind of plans?
So Curtis Custom Actions.
Yes.
You can see the Axiom there.
Yeah.
They actually make a bolt for a 22, which they work together with Voodoo.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do is end up running a barrel swap on that one, the Rainbow Skittle one.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do a 22 center or rimfire action.
So all you got to do is change your bolt, take the barrel out.
Yeah, he's going to change it over so I can just swap
with the rimage.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it should be kind of fun.
All right, so he went with the Apparition Masterpiece Arms BA V22 Apparition model. Sounds like a great build so far. MPA competition chassis, raw, right hand standard tungsten. Sounds very similar to yours because I think you have the tungsten or gunmetal. You have the BA, the BA chassis.
Yeah.
Let's see. Single rifle case, Trigger Tech Diamond.
Oh, he got the single rifle case.
Yeah.
That thing is actually badass.
Trigger Tech Diamond straight shoe, right hand. Now, initially, he was going with the curved, and I did give him some response and told him that we really like the straight triggers.
Yeah,
it took a little bit of learning curve. I mean, there really was.
Yeah.
Yeah, Emery, it's not. No, I know it's not French, Carrie, but the way he was saying Carrie Amore, I was like, he was trying to make it sound French. All right, so let's see here.
Yeah, Carrie's hopefully you got that email, Carrie. I had apologized. It's how you use it, not how long it is. As conservative sniper hunter is in action.
Thomas Rowland, if I get the money together, I'm going to pick up a Stiller. So the Stiller was one of my first actions that I ever bought. Very, very satisfied with it. At the time, Stiller was really, really new, and they had a lot of generational changes in their action where they faceted the bottom of it, even though it's based off of a Remington 700, and it caused a huge problem for Matt. Because Matt ended up purchasing that Stiller action from me.
Yep.
And the problem is there were two different types that had two different style facets. And so certain actions or certain chassis would or wouldn't.
I want to assume that Robert might happen to be a son-in-law to Nancy. What would you think? So buy her favorite son.
Yeah, I would think so. New Voodoo. There you go.
Let's see. So Ray,
yep,
you can be Nancy, and I will be Robert. And we'll play rock, paper, scissors one time to see if Nancy, you should buy me, Robert, a Voodoo.
Okay, so I'm Nancy.
Yep.
So if Nancy wins, what does Nancy get?
She doesn't have to buy him anything. And he's got to buy her a brand new.
All right, ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, go. Oh, well, I was a little late, but yeah. So I guess you got to buy Robert
a Voodoo.
A Voodoo. Because I got to buy him nothing.
All right. Voodoo t-shirt at least.
So let's see. Nancy says she figured out the cost on the Voodoo, $6K with a $2,500 scope. That sounds about right when you figure out everything. You figure the chassis, the trigger, the rings, the level, everything else. It's about $6K. I know Matt's got more than that in his. I'm too much of a pork for this Voodoo Club, waiting for a CZ457 or the T1X, which I can sneak into the base class. Everything else sold out now. So Larry, I was actually working on a CZ457. I just ordered a Bartlett. Yeah, yesterday. I just ordered a Bartlett. Okay, so once again, I went with a fluted 18-inch because that's all they had. That's all they had. We didn't have a choice.
Yep.
And so took that, put it into the CZ 457. That thing was shooting lights out.
Which I will say, the barrel swap on the CZ.
If you've never done one and you're not familiar with it, he had never seen one before.
Yeah.
And he didn't know about the two grub screws that you just unscrew and just the barrel comes right out. Put the new one in, it self-aligns, and just get your torque right. There is nothing wrong with the CZ457. You might fumble just a little bit with the magazine changes if it requires one on a stage, but the rifle is great.
Yeah.
Rifle's a great rifle.
The micro AK mags.
All right. Let's see here. Sold my RPR. Need recommendations on a new long-distance rifle. So Val asked this question yesterday. I said, just go with a Tikka T3. I think he's looking for something more custom. So I'll let you maybe answer that. Did the volume go way down on everyone, or is it just me? That I cannot answer.
That we can't answer. Just you, it says. The Shaggy Ruffman. Joe Combs is out there. What is going on?
He says, I bet the new barrel and that CZ will hang with the Voodoo.
It could.
You know, I'm going to find out. We will take that. And it's a Bartland. And what I want to do is I'm going to print some groups with it at 50 and at 100. And we'll see what kind of results we get out of it. I'd be interested in finding out as well. Just remember that the Voodoo is going to have the Lapua ammunition that was lot tested for it. We'll shoot the same ammunition in the CZ, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that barrel will like that lot of Lapua. All right.
What a big country.
Drew Bradley says something is going on with Sportsman's Warehouse. All their scopes are really cheap. Last year's model, maybe Vortex Strike Eagle 189 as an example. You bought one from Sportsman's Warehouse.
No, Diamondback though.
But it was a Diamondback, but it was cheap with the discount and all. It ended up being like $300.
Yeah, it was $399, and then I got it for like $345 or something. So it was like $50 off. Tyler was.
All right,
let's do this.
What's in the box? Is that what we're talking about?
The package has arrived, is what I think I called this.
All right, so the package has arrived. We had one of our viewers that we know send us a scope, brand new in the box.
And the reason why
we have never, ever used, touched, or played with this brand of scope. Ever.
No, and a lot of people out there were, they were talking about it.
Yeah.
They're saying this is a great scope for the cost and so on and so forth. But the problem is we as YouTube channels, we can't go out and just buy everything everybody wants to know something about. So we were fortunate enough to have.
Wow, we can't. Because it cost too much money. That's why.
We were fortunate enough to be sent this from a great person,
which will be named in a moment. I don't think he's in here tonight.
No, not yet.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Good packaging.
Nice. Hold on, we'll go flat packaging. Ready? Wow.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
Yeah, that probably just blew somebody's eardrum that was wearing headphones. Nicely
All
done.
right.
Hey, WTF SoCal's out there. What the hell?
There it is.
Orson, what's going on? The Arkin.
So big shout out to Big Country.
Big Country. He's out there. He's right there.
Oh, he is out there?
Yeah.
Oh, what's up? Okay, I see him now. Big shout out to Big Country for sending this. What we're going to do is we're going to try to do a review of this. But we wanted to show everyone first. And we're not doing the review of this. I'm going to do it a little differently. I'm going to try to be a little more naturey. I'm going to do the full review in the box, a big waterfall in the background, everything else. All right.
He's not even kidding.
I'm not kidding.
He's going to do it.
All right, so Arkin Optics. This is the Arkin SH4 Gen 2. We just opened the box. I've never held one of these.
Worldwide, what does it say? Lifetime?
It says worldwide, lifetime warranty.
It's got HD glass, first focal plane reticle, 0 stop, fog proof, waterproof, and 50 BMG rated.
It has, well, so you guys can see it, HD glass, first focal plane reticle, 0 stop. Okay. Ray, epic flannel, brother. I appreciate it. How you doing, SoCal? Just talking about you yesterday.
We were. He asked me, have you talked to SoCal in a while? And I'm like, no, it's been a couple months.
The bigger and blacker the scope. No, I'm not even going to read that. All right. So let's see. This will be a good review. So big shout out to Big Country. And so, like I said, we haven't even opened it or anything else. So let me put this down and get this thing. Oh, crap. I'm just kidding.
We had that planned, by the way.
All right. So
I like the turret size.
There's the packaging. It's one of the things I look for in a good scope. Is to make sure that regardless of how it's handled by the male, that nothing's going to hit. There's typically going to be a
what about the female?
The female.
Yeah, he said handled by a male.
Handled by the male.
Oh, the X-ring?
Okay, so right off the bat, like I said, we know nothing about this.
I like the turret size.
The turret size is nice, but it's got a big old set screw sticking up out there, and that's the 0 stop. So I guess all that needs to be set.
Oh, that might be awesome if that's all you got to do to re-zero.
Oh, I'm liking what I see already. Comes
A
with
level?
a level,
Nice.
a nice bubble level.
What was it? 34 millimeter, right?
This appears to be a 34 millimeter. Oh, you know what? I want to tell you, after I've never handled one of these before, ever.
I know. Hurry up so I can check it out.
We're getting there, man. Just hold your horses.
I don't like holding horses.
Hold your horses, man. All right, so it does come with a bikini cover like this. And these are actually nice. They work really well. Sometimes a lot better than flip up caps.
Yep.
And I guess we need to find out what this thing's worth in case we ever damage it or something. It does come with the sunshade. So you've got your sunshade that you can install on the end here. It's one of the reasons why I don't like bikini covers, because if you run it with a sunshade a lot and you take it off, then the bikini cover never fits again. What I do like
the big numbers.
Well, this is one of the things that I like about it. Look what it tells you right there on the tube. You know how easy that is? 15 inch-pounds. It's telling you what the recommended torque is for your rings. So it doesn't leave it up to interpretation. Is this going to be 15? Is it 20 like a Night Force? And let's see here. Yeah, really good packaging. Really trying to protect everything here. All right. So as we get started, like I said, this is just initial impressions. It has very large turret mounts, which I do like. Okay, especially if it's cold weather, you're wearing gloves or anything like that. This is going to be a telltale thing for me, as I want to.
Sounds good.
Very good clicks.
Mm-hmm. Is it smushy or is it pretty sticky?
Tell me what you think.
Let me see. Lego.
Lego my ego. So
It's actually pretty nice.
they are nice.
It's a little,
for me, a
loose.
huge telltale thing is how the turrets feel when you're running up through there.
I like you can hear it, you can feel it.
You can definitely tell a cheap scope. This is not a cheap scope, but it doesn't have the defined
It's not
clicks.
Good.
Yeah, that you would feel on, let's say,
But
like the Razor
it's
HD,
not
but it's
bad.
nice.
Oh.
It's nice.
Well, you can't really grab the Diamondback. See,
No, it's attached.
what I want to do, because I think I'm not 100% because I haven't looked at the price of this thing. But if this is the same price value as that Vortex Diamondback, I really want to take those two scopes. And I didn't even know. I mean, I knew that
this is going to be a higher step up.
Big Country was
Big
going to
step
send something, but I didn't know what he was sending, so I didn't even work on trying to check.
Okay, so they are not lockable turrets, which that's not the end all be all, because on a Night Force it's the same way. It doesn't lock unless you have one of the ones that have the detents that you press on the front.
See, to me, around $400. Yeah. So this would be the Diamondback comparable.
Equivalent?
Yep.
Okay, so it does have an illuminated reticle. There's no battery in it.
What reticles it got in it?
Well, I haven't got there yet.
Okay.
It's showing an adjustable parallax down to 25,
which is really good.
You guys can see that right here. It's 25. I'm trying to get the focus.
Now the Diamondback, I believe, is 10, and that's not a game changer. That ain't a big deal.
Yeah, they do sound very tactile. Where's this? Oh yeah, you guys are a little bit mushy back on the downstroke, but going up, they're pretty good. And I wouldn't say mushy. It's just more of a thump
softer
instead of a click.
Yeah.
So here
how's
look at the reticle.
parallax? Is it like real hard like that old?
The parallax feels good. It's not overly stiff like on the primary arms. Yeah, no, I like that. The power ring feels good.
What was it 4 to 27?
Just a minute, I'll look directly.
So 6 to 24. Blinded by the light.
Okay, so it's got a floating dot in the center. It's a very, very clean reticle. It is a Christmas tree style reticle. Give me just a second. We're gonna give that to you. Let you look at it. I'll put this up before it falls.
Half mils. It's pretty. Not too much junk in there. It's got the dot. It's not an open dot. It's got a nice dot.
Yeah. Let's see if I can do something. It's probably going to be impossible, but
No, you should be able to shine it onto
but
here.
we're going to try it.
We'll show you guys what the reticle looks like. I got a pretty bright flashlight.
I have one in my pocket. Let's see if we can do this.
Hold on. Oh, you're trying to do it through there. Okay.
So, guys, you can kind of see I'm trying to do this with two hands looking one direction or the other. I know it's going to make you guys kind of dizzy. I got to get this thing focused.
Here, let me do this part, maybe. And then you do the other part.
I'm sure this is going to work well. Okay, hold on. It's not going to work.
There it is. I suck at this.
Yeah, it's focusing somewhere else. Hold on, just move it out of the way. It needs to focus on the wall.
Focus!
Okay, now it would work. All right, so let's try this one more time. You guys are going to get tired of this, I'm sure, but here we go. So there's a reticle.
It's kind of set up like a 7C.
It's pretty clean. I like it. So enough of that.
It's like an EVR 7C, maybe. Close to that.
Yeah, it is. It's very reminiscent.
Because it's
of
got
like
the
an
numbers.
EVR
It's got the
7C.
numbers on the outside of the tree.
Yeah.
We're going to mount this up to the YouTube rifle. Just a very little more money. You can buy the Metapa.
Atapa.
MEOPTA.
Oh, Miata.
Miata. Kind of like a Miata. Oh, Optica 6. I can't read today for some reason.
Miata
Right here.
Optica 6.
Optica. He's my translator.
I'm your translator.
William, now what is going on? You could just be partitioned small. Check that.
So you're telling me this is a $400 scope?
Yep. WTF SoCal says, what's the best way to clean up an ABC? Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
That is not good.
Yeah, I don't even like the way that question sounds there.
Without making
John.
it corrosive. Vacuum.
Just add a bunch of water.
That stuff's nasty. Depends how much there is. Sweep it with the mask on. If there's a butt ton of it. 6-24 Big Country says, yep. I saw that on there. Oh, Prava Racing saying 449 as of now. So
For
$50.
$449, I might have to pick up one of these. This right here,
It's a nice deal.
if it's a really, really good scope with good tracking,
If it tracks,
this really
yeah.
gives you a good option to shoot production division for like 22 or anything like that. Now, let's not get crazy with it because I did put it on here rather lightly, so we're not leaving any remarks. And yeah, let's see. Now that I can see the full reticle, yeah, it's very clean. It has 10th mil. This is a mil option on this one, 10th of a mil rad. But at the far left and at the far right and at the 6 o'clock position, you do have, let me see here.
So you could range with it. Use it to range.
You have 10th mil increments. Not 2/10, but 10th. So at 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 6 o'clock, you might want to look right at the light. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those are
Yeah, and what's nice about it is they didn't just give you 1 mil
2, 3, 4.
of 1/10 mil increments. They give you 2 mils of it.
mils,
So
yeah.
if you're trying to range a target, it's very easy to do. That's one of my biggest complaints is a lot of times you're having
I
to,
actually like this.
I know, for
I like the
$450.
dot. I like the dot right in the center. You actually have a pinpoint instead of an open box. I wish it had 2 tints.
That's funny, John.
Going
down.
What do you say?
No, I can't repeat it, but no, he said it on my phone.
Oh,
It looks good. It's easy to read, and for my older
here's what I want
eyes,
to know.
what do you want to
So
know?
it's 8. I was wondering.
One revolution is 8 mils.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the things, if you guys aren't aware, like, you know what, we haven't caught up on any of these comments here. Let me try to get caught up before I go on my next.
So you got, it looks like, should start.
Abigail, does anyone think that squatted trucks are retarded? I do.
I do.
And there's one that runs around town here, and we
Like
talk
this.
about the dog dragging its boat. It is the stupidest thing. And the guy's got a really, really nice truck, and he's got purple lights underneath it.
He's just waiting to
And
get
it's one of the worst examples I've ever seen.
His
headlights point straight
He's
up.
waiting to get the rest of the lift kit.
I guess. I'm told they're one of the best value scopes for the money out there. I can believe it, but I want to try it. Abby, both the super lifts and the squatted are retarded, although depending on how low, it can be a good look. Big Country says he has one on his 6 arc, and so far I really like it. So that's good to know. Like I said, definitely looking forward to trying it out.
8, 15, 16. So this thing was here, right? Did you already go up a rotation?
I didn't do that. The turrets do not lock, Brian T. That's one of the things I noticed. All right. I have a fixed power loophole on my CZ. The turrets are super mushy, my biggest complaint. That is a common thing with loopholes, especially with the older ones. They were just so mushy. It almost felt like you were in between sometimes, or you had to go past it just to click.
16, 17.
All right.
That would be 8.
449. Don't judge how I use my tools. Is none your business. Can hardly feel the clicks on my Night Force NXS.
16.
Wow, that's interesting. Hold on, trying to get caught up. Rick's over there just freaking trying to make a bunch of noise.
16.
Are you making fun of Miatas? Well, let's see. Miata, the car of choice for men in their 60s who don't want to pay an arm and a leg for gas every week.
26.
So, Abigail, I actually had a Miata. I actually used it they have a racing division. It's not a division, it's spec Miata. They're a lot of fun.
32.
You can get them for cheap. At least you used to be able to.
Now,
is the glass clear or milky, is what Joaquin asks.
well, I have a bright light shining, so you can't really give it a... We'd have to wait to take it out into the daylight.
Big Country says he took it out to 900 yards on Sunday. That is an illegal 2x4.
It's an SBR. It's a short-barreled. Short. Okay, so I'm at 34.
John Kreiderman says he's still dizzy from looking through the scope. Jeez. That's untreated wood.
All right, I'll put this back.
All right.
This thing has more. Well, I guess we gotta wait till it's 0, but.
Uh-oh. My alternator
zero.
cable shook loose from the mount, landed on my exhaust manifold, shorted, and then caught fire. I was out in the middle of the desert. So if you guys don't know, I'm sure you guys might have remembered, but SoCal was nice enough to take me out on an overlanding trip and a little adventure through Joshua Tree and Anza Borrego and some other cool places. And we had to sleep in the tent on the top together, but he was nice and warm. But no, it was a really fun time. I really enjoyed it, but my goodness, that vehicle has so many electronics on it. I think when we were there, it actually had an electronics issue with some of the lights that he had on there.
There's $60,000 worth of stuff in a $40,000 Jeep. I don't know if that's a real number or not, but he's got
probably a lot more than that.
He's got a ton of
yes, Brian T, there is a 0 stop on here. That's what the set screw is on the top. So you can set the zero stop. Okay, Drew Bradley asks, Mr. X-Ring, good or bad idea to put a dab of anti-seize on the sunshade micro threads? Other than taking it off and getting anti-seize everywhere all over you, it is anodized aluminum on almost all the scopes that have sunshades. I don't know. I've never had one seize up ever. I was always able to get it off. So you could do it, but I don't see the need for it. Silver Fox going to bed. Good night. Eagle Eye says, how's the glass, Ray? I don't know. Rick has had it. And I was looking through a bright light, so I couldn't tell them with distance. With any distance.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be able to tell till we get outside.
I will, because I'm going to go outside. Where's the Diet Coke? Simon, right here. Never too far. I'll be right back. What I'm going to do is, now guys, remember, this is a 6 to 24. On the Burris XTR, when you got above about 18 power, it got really milky.
Yes,
and it got really milky at night. Now, it's not the same with the XTR3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go outside. I have a building I can look at about 150 yards away.
Yep.
I'll report back.
All right. Where's the Diet Coke? We got the Diet Coke. WTF, SoCal, I don't know what the reasoning is that you have ABC fire extinguisher stuff all over the place, but that is not a good sign. Use a small amount of Vaseline on the sunshade threads, Patrick Smith says. That actually would work well. Let's see. My rock crawler overheated console looks like an F4 Phantom Dash cluster. Rick broke it already. No, I did not break it already. I was trying to see how far up you could dial, but until we really get it zeroed with one of the rifles and then figure out, because I know at 500 yards I could hold 22, or I could dial 22 on my reticle, and then I had to hold 9.5, so I wanted to see how much more it would go or how much less it would go. Battery should be in the white box. It has a plastic tab. Copy that, Big Country. Ray, it's all good. I replaced the alternator cable. Yeah, I saw you had fixed a bunch of stuff. WTF SoCal. Patrick, that's a pretty good idea. So you guys found the government's idea of a gun for us. Yeah, Michigan Watch. We use that for certain things on YouTube because on live chats, I don't know if you're familiar or not, but you can't hold any, scary items because they'll shut you down. What's up, Ninja Squirrel? What was it? I just got here. We are checking out the Arkin. We were sent this from Big Country. We don't have an Arkin. We have a lot of higher end scopes, and everybody's been saying how great these are. So we had a fellow YouTuber out there called Big Country.
Big Country.
He had sent us this to do a review on because a lot of people had asked. Everybody was saying this was really good. What do you think of the glass?
Okay, so the glass is not bad at all. I will tell you that once I got about to, and I'll do a full review in the daytime. I'll use a Tacticam. You guys know Tacticam helps support the channel.
Nice,
you'll be able to make that decision as well whenever you look through it and see it. 18 power, it starts to get a little fuzzy. I will tell you that 18 and on up. There's actually a sign out here that's about 200-ish yards. At 100 and in, it was crystal clear. It was fine. The further distance, and the parallax works really, really well. It would, it's not one of those that it's just kind of thrown on there. I mean, it really works well, feels well. And I've got it stuck on 18 right now because at 18 is when I started to notice it getting a little. That's where you'll see the difference between, let's say a Razor HD. But then again, you could have 4 of these.
Yeah.
Or almost 5 of these, which honestly, it's a great scope. Just looking at it aesthetically and feeling the knobs and everything else.
On the
I won't know
Diamondback?
until I check some tracking. I prefer this over the Diamondback. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Well, what I wanted to say was, as far as turret size and not going to 6, because that only goes to 6. Well, it goes to 5 and then 0, 6.
Yep. And you like the 8.
Yeah, I'd rather have the 8, which is on here. I like the size of the turrets better.
I do like the size of the turrets. I don't know if that's a fair comparison, comparing it to the Diamondback Tactical, because
that's a
$150 cheaper scope. Yeah, I mean, you bought it at Sportsman's for $300, and on sale that's $450.
That was $399 MSRP.
But you got it on sale for, it was a little over $300, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't matter when it comes to.
It all matters about sale price.
No, but like when you're having to be at a certain amount of money, if you
you're talking about for production, yeah. Well, what is this MSRP? I'm sure it's going to be more than $450. Let's see.
All right, what is this
Does anybody know right off the top of your head what the MSRP for this is?
Yeah, because this is gonna make or break some rifles. Like if you're shooting the CZ 457 or something, you're gonna be close.
Ninja Squirrel, any affiliate with Tactical Squirrel. I have one Arkin on order for a month. One more month to go.
$399. They're saying.
Okay, so
See, it is the exact
same price
same.
point for the same money. Let's say I'm just going on aesthetics only. I'm going to take this Arkin over that Vortex any day of the week.
Yep.
Any day.
I will
Just
too, now
because
that I
the
have one in
size
my
of the
hands.
turrets.
Yeah.
Looking at the quality of glass. Now, I don't know how it tracks. If it doesn't track, then all bets are off.
Yeah.
So I'll do a tracking test on it, and we'll see how it does, which I'm pretty sure it'll do well based on what I've been hearing from people. But geez, for $400, and I don't want to make it sound like the $400 is not a lot of money, but compared to the higher end scopes, it is not a lot of money.
4,000.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how you can make that for $400. Hell, the mount is 200 and something. This is one of the ones by F3R Machine. It is one of their newer cantilever mounts that came out. So yeah,
it's a G&G.
Good looking scope.
It's got what is that?
That was from the box. It's got some white marks on it. So
I was gonna say, did we already screwed up?
Big Country can. This is where it rubs inside of the box. So good job packaging. But right there, you're gonna see it's got white paint on it from inside of the box itself. Matter of fact, so we can go ahead and dispel all rumors here.
Oh, Big Country said the batteries were in there somewhere too.
You can actually see where the knob rubs up against it during shipping.
Oh yeah,
it's all abraded. So yeah,
damn abraded.
Well, Big Country, I do appreciate you sending this. This is awesome.
Mount is 60 and throw lever is 30. Patrick Smith says.
Oh, throw lever in the box in the end.
That's a bonus.
So don't throw away your box. Always check on the end here. That's a big help.
Well, and I don't have one on that one, do I? Throw levers are expensive. That's the battery.
It does come with a CR 2032, so we're going to go ahead and install that now because I want to see.
Big Country said it adds character.
Adds character. Nice. All right, so let me go ahead and get this thing open. It is a toolless battery compartment, and I like that because one of the things I don't like about the razors is you have to use the quarter, and it always leaves a mark. This has no place for that. It's just basically textured on the sides, kind of knurled.
Let's see which part lights up. Comes with a throw lever and sunshade ? Tyler, yeah.
Yes, and
I don't think this
the level that was in the box. This box.
I know, but Big Country might have put this
already
in
opened
here.
it.
I don't know. Yeah, he must have. Big Country, you added this in the box, right? I would assume.
Yeah, you know what? He could have.
Damn, how do they make anything off that? Yeah, good question.
That is a good question.
Does the whole thing line up?
I'm trying to determine some stuff right now. No, I can do that. Just we're good.
Yeah, pretty awesome that you had sent that for us to check out. Well, and that's the thing. A lot of people were asking about, hey, what do you think of the Arkin? And we're like,
guys, I can tell you almost exactly. This glass starts to get a little fuzzy at 16 power. It is very, very noticeable with the illumination.
Oh yeah,
it almost looks like it gets foggy when you've got the illumination on. It is not a full lit illuminated reticle. It's just the center. And what I want you to do is power up. Take your hand and look at the other way. Look how it gets fuzzy. It's almost like you just got out of focus, right?
Yeah. Well, in this.
So it's about 16 to 18 power, guys. Somewhere in there is where you're going to start to see the difference. I don't shoot much above 16 anyway.
Only time I'm maxed out is when I'm zeroing.
Or you're trying to see a really pinpoint bullseye or something.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and turn that off so we don't kill the battery. All right, so that's going to be, does the illumination do the red halo at the outer edge of the glass all the way around? Drew Bradley, I didn't see that on this, but what I did see is when I put my hand in front of it, you could see some of the stadia lines kind of flickering on and off just from the washout from the center, but I did turn it up bright to see that. Okay, so the sunshade comes with it. He ordered the throw lever and the lever for $40. I can't even make a lever and a level for $40.
So what's nice too, like the Razor, is it's off every other click. So you don't have to go all the way to 10 and then to 0. So if that makes sense to you. Every other click is off on the illumination.
Okay, so does anyone know where these are made?
I'll say China. This is the VPR first focal plane mill reticle. And
yep, China, Taiwan, China.
Well, I mean,
Chinese kids got to eat too.
That's like the second or third time you've ever said that.
Just kidding.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Hey, it's no different than when we had Chris on here, who's a pro shooter, and he shoots the U.S. optics, and the U.S. optics model that he shoots on all of his rimfire stuff is made in China. All right, so
Taiwan is not China.
Well, I don't know which it is. I'm looking for
You betcha.
a sticker or something. I'm having you guys say China and Taiwan, but I can see nothing that says where it's made. They usually put on the bottom of the scope. I don't see anything on the bottom of the scope either.
CNC machine. I don't see anything. Isn't there? It came with directions or something, right?
Yeah, check. It's out of there. Anyway, let's talk about another topic while I'm doing this, and I'll find it. Maybe
You'll find it. So that just proves that you don't know what you don't know until you get a chance to check something out. So we had always said we're not sure on the Arkin, so it's nice to have one in our hands.
Yeah, it is, because if I end up liking it, this might be a good option. I've got quite a few rifles that I just built up recently, like really recently.
You did.
So the other night I was going through, and I just wanted to, some of you guys might have heard this. I was going through some parts I'd won and everything else. Had enough to build out 5 ARs, and some of them are longer range ARs because longer barrels, 20-inch barrels and whatnot. And I'm in need of some optics. I have a ton of red dots, but I'd like to throw some optics on there, so I'm sure they make something like a 4-16. So there's no markings on this to tell me where it is made.
I almost want to say that is exactly
The same tube?
no, but it doesn't have that end on it. That little button at the end. But it looks so similar to the Razor.
Well, guys, I can't tell you where it's made, so
Let me see. No, that. Maybe we can figure it out. I'm sure they've already answered 10 times. What was the price on that 22 caliber Voodoo you bought, saving up to buy one? It was, I think it was 16.
a barreled action is $1,770.
I had
Now,
bought a used one. That's why. What did I pay for mine? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was 2,000.
Oh, 26 then.
It was 2,600.
Yeah, I knew there was.
You had a
6.
Trigger Tech trigger, the
Yeah.
MPA chassis. Yours was good to go.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
88 watching, 48 thumbs up. Come on, people. Smile on me, brother.
Eagle Eye.
It's not printed
this
anywhere.
Particular scope is made in China. Some of the other model Arkin scopes are made in Japan. All right, CSH, thanks for that. Because they don't put anything in this box. That tells
Big
you where
Country
it's
said
made.
they don't print it anywhere.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't printed, it couldn't have happened, right? Let's see.
Well, big thanks for sending that. Ray, did you say the Roscoe barrels for ARs are good? Looking at their bloodline. Yes. So I actually have 2 of the Roscoe barrels. One's a bloodline, and then the other one is it's a something line. I can't remember. They both shoot well, lights out. I have no issues with their barrels. They actually make barrels for a big manufacturer, big, well-known manufacturer, but they're not allowed to say who that is. I know who it is. But
Ninja Squirrel's got a question about the Mark V 3.2 to 18.
So the Leupold Mark V,
Is it worth the
3.2
money?
to 18, at least worth the money. Yeah, I mean, Leupold makes a great optic. I'm not going to say much bad about Leupold. They've got a lifetime warranty as well.
What up, Skull?
I actually talked to Rick last night. I was telling him that I need to pick up some scopes. Actually, that was the topic right before I left. You and I were talking about that.
Yeah.
And I said I might just I'm in really good with those guys, and I thought about just ordering some. And he was like, "Oh no, not Leupold." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm seriously thinking about just ordering some Leupolds."
If we don't get our crap squared away, that's where the next scope is going to be mounted. Yeah, Michigan, watch. Got a great point there. What is going on, Eagle Eye? Let's see. Off topic, Ray. You already did that one. Have the EP4 with the SHR reticle.
I'll let you answer the questions while I'm putting this.
I have the Arcane SH4, 4x14, Larry Palmer says. And what are you guys thinking? Would you buy them all again? Like, Larry, would you get yours again? Eagle Eye, Big Country.
I think Eagle Eye's a dealer for him.
Actually, I think he is. There was at one point when he was selling one of those, the F3R machine with the Arcane for like basically a free mount. That was a couple of years ago, though, when they first came out. I just got done 3D printing one out of freaking plastic, and I paid more for my throw lever. Ninja Squirrel. Damn it, Ninja Squirrel. Are you hating that?
Ray, no budget. What scope are you liking for Voodoo with a reticle not too busy?
Nancy.
Look at a Night Force 7 to 35 with the Mill XT reticle. I think that if money's not an object, before everybody says tangent theta and everything else, I mean, it's.
What'd you say?
Before everybody starts calling out tangent theta and everything, I mean, the tangent theta makes a great scope. I mean, do you need to spend that kind of money? I mean, the Night Force 7 to 35 is great.
Oh,
great optic.
That's the one thing I do like about the Night Force is that one reticle.
I think even SoCal will say something about Night Force. He's a huge Night Force guy.
Mario scored 1,000.9. Oh, I scored 1,009 millimeter for Academy Sports, 278 with tax.
SoCal says Night Force. Duh. I knew he was going to chime in with that. It's hard to beat a Night Force, guys. It really is.
Any thoughts on the Bushnell Match Pro 6x24?
Never used it.
Haven't
used it.
That's the problem. There's so many damn scopes out, and it's hard to answer all those because you can't get our hands on all of them.
Oh,
Hey,
okay,
Rich,
so let me go ahead and tick some people off here.
Oh, perfect.
Perfect. Yeah, that's what I like to do. No, I don't, but okay, so what's one of my favorite sayings, Rick?
You don't know what you don't know.
Correct. You don't know what you don't know. Now, looking at this Arkin, if you didn't know high-end scopes, okay, you never looked or used a Schmidt and Bender or a Zero Compromise or a Night Force or a Collis, and your budget was such that you were spending $300 to $700 on a scope, because that's typically what most people are spending, and that's actually a little on the higher end. Yeah. Unless it's a serious hunter or somebody likes to do a lot of hunting, and then they might go a little bit higher. But even so, you can still get into a really good Leupold like a Vari X2 or a Vari X3, whatever they are now, for that type of price point, $1,000. you cannot compare like those Leupold's and those price range scopes because that Leupold is actually going to be up, way up here compared to those $300 to $400 style scopes like that. But then you're going to get up a little higher and you're going to get into your Burris's, which a lot of those are made in the Philippines, except for the XTR3. You were going to be 12 to.
I would rather have that over the
12 to. I don't know what your hang up is with that Burris. It's a good piece of glass.
It was milky as hell.
Only on the higher end.
It only works well for me.
You see how he's become a scope snob? See, that's the thing. He's because he's gotten so accustomed to it. Remember, when I first met him, he was shooting a damn BSA that I was like, throw this thing away. It doesn't even track. He couldn't even have far enough right tracking to get it on the paper. It was still lying. 2 feet to the left.
He's not lying, by the way.
And within the course of a year and a half, that $1,200 scope's a piece of crap. I mean, and that's what happens.
It's
okay.
milky.
You wouldn't have thought it was milky until you started playing with these Razor HDs and the Night Forces.
Well, that's where you go. Different. No, we're not.
But this was the point.
It's having like the lighting. It all depends on the lighting.
Yep.
And it's the same with the shadows. It was so during perfect. It was a nice scope.
Yeah.
When it wasn't perfect conditions.
Yeah.
It went downhill quick. Like when we were in the
low light,
100 yard, it was all full of trees and you couldn't see. It was not.
There's been a lot of championships won with Burris XTR too.
Yeah, they're good shooters. That's why. When you can shoot through that mess and still hit a target.
Okay, so where I'm going with this, guys, is as that price goes up, you don't know what you don't know. So that's. What my point is, he's looking through the Burris now and he's like, that's a piece of crap. I can't stand it. And then you get into this $2,000, $2,300 price point when you start getting into the Razor HDs, the Gen 2s and all that.
And I probably would have never noticed it.
And then you get on up higher where you're getting into that Night Force, you're getting into the Schmidt and Bender. And then you go on up and you get into the Tangent Thetas and the Hensolds.
See, I haven't looked through any of those.
The Swarovskis.
And I don't want to look through any of those.
Unless you do it for work where you're spending. Okay, so this is where it's going to happen. I've shared this with you guys, but I was an LE sniper for a while. You get out on a mission or something and you're doing observation on a house. And let's say you're in the woods for 8-10 hours and you've got eyes on. Okay, you're on the rifle, you're looking. And you're on there all night long, all day long. That's where you're going to notice the difference, okay? You get one of these cheaper scopes, number one, it's going to start getting blurry on you all the time. You're going to get headaches. This is not something most people do, but this is where you really learn where those differences in the scope are with the glass and everything else and the clarity. You start noticing when you look off to the periphery, does this have chromatic aberration? Am I getting something that's fish-eyed? You guys have all done it. You've looked at a cheaper scope and it looks like you're drunk almost because if you get a little off center, it feels like it's doing this on you instead of actually just being a flat plane almost. So that's the thing is you won't know unless you play around with these other scopes. Not to say one like this won't track just as well as one of the other ones. They have their own protocols for QCing them. I know Primary Arms does their QC tests, to make sure that the tracking error is good. It's within 1% or whatever it is. Which is good. But you might not need what the Night Force is offering. If you're just going out and shooting a match here and there, then, maybe the Arkin's plenty good for you. And maybe you just want to step up to an XTR3 or you want to step up to whatever, Maven or there's a Riton. There's all these companies now.
Yeah, but
they're all coming out of the same place pretty much.
I think though, when you buy an optic, it is an investment.
You shouldn't sell your rifle and scope. Yeah. Just sell a rifle.
Yeah, the rifle goes down the street and the rifle stays in your gun room. Because especially if you get used to a reticle and you really like the reticle, and yet you spent the money on it, like you can't lifetime warranties on a lot of the good ones. You can run the damn thing over. I mean, it's an investment. Keep it, buy something. And I got no issues with that Arkin. That thing's.
Yeah, I'm impressed with it.
There's a great question by Steve Clark.
I'm watching that right now. Ray, as far as buying a CZ457, should I pick up the MTR version with the match action and match barrel? Or do you recommend buying a cheaper model and picking up a barrel? Thanks, guys. So that CZ457 with the
barrel,
MTR,
right?
yeah, with the match action, match barrel, that's a great setup. Somebody else, a friend of mine was actually getting ready to pick one of those up. If I'm not mistaken, I think
Brandon?
Does that one come up with a wood stock?
I don't remember.
You might want to upgrade the chassis. I'm not sure. If it's got a match barrel, I think you're going to be fine. I don't know if I would. And I know what you're saying. You're saying pick up more of a base model, throw in a Bartlett on there, a $400-$500 barrel. That's I haven't seen a Bartlett not shoot yet. They've all shot so far. Even that one that we shot yesterday. That thing, I went on the Know Your Limits and just ran it. I mean, you saw, I only shot, or you heard, I only shot like 10, 12 rounds from putting that barrel on there. And yeah, it was lights out. So even on the little 1/4-inch steel. Yeah, that's a tough call. It depends on the chassis that comes with it. I might be inclined to go. I might be inclined to go with the cheaper one and throw a Bartlett on there. I might.
How important is it for you for the chassis?
Very important. Yeah. That is everything.
I think so too.
That is everything.
No, it's not everything, but it's a lot. I think it goes like this. It goes scope, rifle, then chassis.
So Ella's original 457 that I bought for her a long time ago, the one that she shot at the match, I had a wood stock.
Cricket.
I would rather her not even shoot that had I not put the MDT chassis on there. The fitment was horrible. You couldn't get a spot weld on it to get onto the scope, no matter how low you went with the 30-minute of angle rail that was added on it. The chassis and fitment, I think, is almost everything. I know if I had a really good chassis with a CZ 455 or 457, even if I had a $300 optic, as long as it tracked well, I could still do pretty well at a match.
Yeah.
But you give me a great scope, the 457 action, and then you give me a wooden stock where I can't get a good spot weld, I'm not going to shoot near as well. Positional stuff is all about getting in that same spot every time and getting that spot weld. It is very, very important. Yeah. If you want to shoot tight groups, you have to be able to do that. So much so you guys have all seen it. Anybody that does a review and they're on here and they shoot and they take their head off and they rack the bolt and they do this. I'm not going to call anybody out, but I'm just going to say it is going to be extremely, extremely challenging to shoot little bug hole groups.
Shoot a good group, yeah.
And you learned that as well. For a while there, you took your cheek off every time. And this wasn't that long ago. I mean, it's what? Look how far you've come as a shooter in the last year and a half.
I've been practicing.
And it's just learning those little things. Well, if you got a wooden stock that comes right here on you and you're having to, crane it to look up, you're never going to find that same spot. And
that's what that 457 trainer was doing.
Correct. That's another big I have about the 457, the precision trainer, is that stock
tracking test. Box or something else?
No, my preferred tracking test is actually going to be tall target. That's the best way to do it. I've done a box test. The box test works well, but to do it right, just go ahead and do a tall target test. I like to do those at about 100 yards. And, just go ahead and have your marks on it. Go ahead and make sure everything's level and just check it up and down. I think it's a good way to go.
Tyler Orr says, problem with CZ is the damn magazine.
Exactly. I said that already. That's
the reason why I didn't buy one.
Was the magazine.
Like straight up 100%.
Yeah, because it's like that little dinky magazine.
Tiny little AK mag.
Yeah.
It's like putting
speaking of which, X-Ring Customs, we do have the CZ magazine holders in stock now. So if you wanted to mount one on the side of your CZ, that way when you're doing a mag change, you're not reaching into your back pocket and fishing for that little tiny magazine. You actually just pull it off the side. Just got those in. I haven't put the black ones on the site yet, but I've got the Coyote and I have the black ones. So you basically just Velcro it to the side of your rifle and you just reach up and pull the mag out and it comes right out. Also, and this is the first time me mentioning this, folks, but I did add some AICS magazine holders to the website. They are in stock. And so it's a panel insert that holds 2 AICS magazines. You have one?
Yeah.
If you don't mind grabbing one.
Oh, let me go get it.
All right, so he'll grab it and show you, but I did add a couple of those to the website. I think I put like 8 of them in inventory. No bags yet. The bags, they're giving us a fit. because I'm rejecting anything that's not pretty much perfect now. The binding they've got pretty well, but where I've got the Molly inserts to be able to hang stuff, if they're not getting that lined up to my wishes, then I'm just rejecting the bag. So I didn't even take delivery of any of them the other day. So let's see. Now I can blame my stock. Thanks. It does make a difference. All right. Just bought a Zeus and traded for the Mark V loophole. Great scope, Ninja Squirrel. I have read online that the Vortex Viper PS2 first focal has the Razor Gen 1 glass. Okay. I believe that. Grass is always behind on shipping. I have a Bartlein barrel on a boot. Yep, there you go, Carrie. I have a Bartlein on mine as well. Yeah, there is one version of the 457 that has an adjustable cheek riser. I believe that's the one that comes with the modular chassis. Same anchor points, just like archery. That's exactly right. So Skull is saying it. You know, you guys know, you might have seen the video. We never posted it, but I was really, really big into archery. I loved it, like long distance shooting with archery. Loved it, as a matter of fact. You know, if you guys do follow the channel, about a year ago, I played a dummy that never shot a bow before. I've got a lot of bow experience. And it's all about getting that same spot, whether you're using a kisser button or whatever. But these are the ones I have in stock right here, okay? And so it is a full Velcro panel on the back side, and it will hold 2 AICS mags. If you do order one, please just order one. Don't order 2, because 2 is too many to put in the bag, because that means you're going to have 4 stacked. It's plenty enough just to grab one. It'll hold 2 magazines.
Yeah, you don't want more than 2.
Yeah, and let me give you that back. Oops, just ordered some slate black hand grips from Handguard. 4 hours later, they shipped. There's hope, people. Yes, the stock or chassis has to fit very well with the shooter. Function to feel. Can't do enough to hold weapon manipulation.
We did have a...
So +5, I mean, back in the day, you know, when we were carrying the old school, you know, the Remington 700s or M24s, you know, it was all about duct tape and making that riser fit you perfectly. I mean, back in those days, it was really hard to grab somebody else's rifle, especially if you're, you know, Asian like me and you got high cheekbones. Anybody else, when I get on their rifle, it doesn't fit right. I mean, it just doesn't fit. What is this for?
You could duct tape that and have yourself a nice little cheekbone.
Really, that would bust too easily. And so what we would do is we would actually take like roll cage foam, cut it in half, put it over the top, duct tape, roll foam, duct tape. And then you end up making this really, it's a hard foam, but you can make it perfect. Fitment's everything, length of pull and all of that.
Did you ever talk about the
when are you going to come out with the baby sheep carrier vest? I need a vest that will allow me to carry my baby sheep with me while on a tactical run. No plans.
All you need is a Velcro vest. It's a sheep. You just stick them on your shoulder.
Ninja Squirrel. Yes, I want URL. Or if you're talking about that, Ninja Squirrel, I think you might be new to the channel. Let me grab that. Or you want to grab that?
Hold on.
And look, I had no intention of talking about this thing tonight.
Yeah, you did.
This is called the Bad MF. I'm the only one that sells this. I make it. It's patented in the United States. And what it is, it's an ammo carrier. It doesn't come with this, but I do make the Kestrel pouch as well. This is 100% mil spec, made in Mills River, North Carolina.
It doesn't come with that either.
And it comes with 8 bullet runners that will hold 120 rounds. It is completely modular. This is full Berry compliant. These are actually patented, designed, and machined by myself. There's 4 of these on here, so if you wanted to put a lightweight bag or whatever, you can QD those straight in it. But those QDs also allow you to use your rifle sling to carry this as a carry bag. If you're into PRS...
Since I'm not shooting center fire right now, but these are what they look like. You go in there.
So when you open it up, what you've got is a lot of Velcro here. When you open up the panels, what it is,
it's going to start falling out.
Oh, he's got stuff in here not in its proper place. Basically, I sell pen holders. So this will hold 2 like data marking pens. So that way your whiteboard for your data cards. I also do the rimfire pouches. These are not available yet. These won't be available for another week or so. You can lift it up. But if you
don't do that again.
Let me see that magazine holder. There you go. Yeah, so if you wanted a place to put your AICS magazines, it would hold them like that. you can go to xringcustoms.com. xringcustoms with an S.
Actually, it's right there if you want.
Yeah, and I always ship within 24 hours usually. Type it in while you talk.
There you go. What's your longest shot with a bow? I used to shoot competition archery. 2, and they have money shot 300 yards elk close.
Okay, so I'm not going to lie to you, Kerry. I've never shot 300. When we shot, we would always shoot 100 plus yards. And so on one of those videos, I actually had a little silhouette out there, a little man size, and it was like target, and on your little ones that we couldn't get the arrows out of. Those rubber dummies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean
those targets.
Yeah, that was fun. But I've never tried that at 300. We need to try that. Let's see. Be fun. They used to have money shoots, 300-yard elk close to the spot.
You have less stuff.
We need to do that
on your site now. Ordered a few more pieces.
All right, I appreciate it.
We'll need another bag to fit it all in.
Yeah, I actually I did put some coyotes in stock. I have no multicams. I had a big order and I took them all back with the exception of 3. So there's 3 in stock. I can't keep them in stock.
TV, that's a hard question to answer. Which brand chassis is the best? Depends on
it depends.
What you like.
Depends on what you like.
It's kind of like cars. You might like a certain car because it's got the shape you like or something.
The MDT is a good chassis, no doubt about it. That's kind of what I cut my teeth on with Kenny when I got into these custom builds. Prior to that, I was running the AI. I love it, but that's
the one thing about the MDT though, if you're running a rimfire, say an 18-inch barrel, the barrel ends right at the end. I got one right here. Right at the end of. Yeah, right there. I mean, it is flush with the chassis. The barrel is. So those are kind of. It looks fine like that, but they're kind of made for like the longer barrels.
What happened to the quarter shoot at 600? Outlaw, we haven't even been to the range. We were loading the truck up today to go to the range,
then we had
an emergency meeting, and so we end up having to go to work today.
I was actually a little.
I was bummed.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say, but I was gonna say the strut. I don't like when somebody messes up my shooting day.
I know I wasn't happy either.
See?
Somebody wanted to name me director of ops and us doing this new division together. And
don't even start about it. I'm just going to get cranky.
Yeah, we're going to get cranky. Yeah.
Got the AICS magazine pouch. Ninja Squirrel. Back? What?
Back. He's back.
Oh, he's back.
I had the AICS holder coming my way. Thank you. Yeah, Drew Bradley, all you guys that are watching right now, this is the first time I ever put them on the site. So you guys will be the first
before
ones.
You had to buy them with what? How did you get
Nobody had any.
Oh, they haven't
had a chance to you got one because you're Rick and you're my friend. Matt had one and I had one.
Okay.
Nobody else had them. They were prototypes. Now they went into production. And so I put what I had.
Get the damn thing out then. Let's show these guys.
Oh, they saw it. They saw it already.
Like
they have to have emergency meetings to get you 2 away from the range and get to work. Yep. Show us how you have your bat MF set up for NRL 22. Some may have had the impression it's more for center fire. Okay, so I don't know how you want to set it up. I don't know if I have the picture here. Give me just a moment. I would say
the best example so far. Like Ray's ordered one, and I ordered one as well. We have a really right stuff tripod coming.
Let's see if they can see this.
Because at the end of the day, we need them for our matches.
So I saw a lot of guys running it in this configuration.
That's
on their tripod. And what they were doing was putting all their data cards in there, and they made a pouch out of that middle section so they could put binos or whatever else they needed in there. They were just using some strapping material and attaching it, so it ends up making a tripod bag. I didn't run mine that way. Basically, I had the rimfire pouches, which aren't available yet. We're working on them. This design had to be changed a little bit because it was costing too much to manufacture those. Yeah. So I don't know if you want to tell them how you run it. Basically, I run 4 of the Lapua boxes, that's 200 rounds. Almost all of your rimfire matches that I've seen, they never call for more than 150 rounds, including ciders. If it's a 120 round match, you're still going to have about 30 rounds or so for ciders. It gives me an extra 60, 70 rounds. So 4 boxes. I put my AICS mags. If you guys want to look at the front of this bag, he's got, this is the G code, and this is why I put molly strips on the front. I actually run 2 of these so I can run an AICS mag. Let me see here. Because once I get it,
this was not a good idea for me.
Why?
I needed to bring it out one more molly.
Oh, you have it too close to the center
trying to
buckle.
get to the
it needs to be over.
Yeah, it needs to be over.
So yeah, this is the way I run the magazine on it. He's showing you upside down, but that way I can have 2 of them in there, have one in the bag, unless it's really sunny, and then I'm going to put it inside of the bag and close it so that I'm not just generating heat on a black magazine. And like I said, he is 1 molly over too close. He needs to be over to the side.
Here, one more. Yeah, it was when I have 2 of them, which I did have 2 of them at the time, and the plan was just to take one off, have it as a spare.
Yeah.
On me, and then if I had some type of mag malfunction or something, but I didn't.
And then data cards. You want a lot of data cards. The last match.
You almost want enough for each stage.
Yeah, they had
Actually,
12 stages scheduled.
I'm going to continue doing this. Damn it, it's on my thing. I like running the blue tape. It worked perfect. The sheet was blue. It was easy to see background wise.
I hate blue,
and it was like.
So you use the black marker on blue.
Correct. And I ran like 6 on each one.
Yeah, no, I saw you doing that.
Yeah, and it was perfect. After the stage, pulled it off, wrote the new dope down. I've tried the clear, which worked. It was tougher to see, and the tape comes off more of a pain in the ass than running blue.
That works. And what he's talking about is just using painter's tape.
You can use duck yellow, which would be like it's painter's tape. It's a little more expensive, but it's yellow if you can't.
Yeah, that would be better contrast for me.
Yeah,
than trying to run.
It was so nice doing that. I didn't have to come back.
It was really nice using my eDope card.
Yeah, that's
tick, 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 tick. Done. All right, so I just bought an MDT LCC LS foldable carbine chassis for the Zeus. I'm still waiting on DMT to get the barrel. A little bastard out, and I'm still looking for a ring. Yeah. Glad you were saying things about that bad enough. Never saw one of those before. Oh, geez, TB. I didn't want to hear it. Let's see. TB's heard it. Ray, my 455 is the tactical model with the black Boyd's wooden stock and heavy barrel. What chassis would you recommend for NRL 22 PRS rimfire? I'm not as well versed in the CZ chassis. I bought the MDT. And it's tiny. We call it the little cricket for a reason. There's not much rail space on it. You're going to have to buy the AR buttstock on it. But I know that Masterpiece Arms, MPA, has a chassis that will fit the CZ because that's how they sell theirs. And guys, that's another good option. If you want to get into it, you can get the MPA 457 rimfire setup for $1,700. Okay. That's a good value, in my opinion. If you don't want to,
because you're getting the whole,
because you're getting the chassis, you're getting the barrel action,
which is
the barrel,
like $1,000, $1,200.
Yeah, so you're getting into something that's really configurable. That's still going to be tough to beat. It really is.
I would say at the end of the day, if you can find something that matches, and I don't know if you even do, but if you shoot center fire with a certain type of chassis. Don't you think that would be the best bonus? Is being familiar?
Yeah, Ninja Squirrel cards rarely run out of batteries. The thing is the eDope card doesn't use any batteries. It uses e-paper, and so all you have to do is with NFC, which is near field communication. You just basically hold your phone up to it, and it basically does like an Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah, like pulls the.
This is just for PRS style match. That's it. But you're absolutely right. I don't like to rely on batteries, but on that one, it doesn't use any. Just so you know. Big Country, any update on the data card holder? So, yes, they are working on the last joint on it. Okay, for you guys that don't know, I've come up with a data card holder that uses a QD attachment. I'm getting that patented as well. We're in the final stages of that. I should have a prototype done by this week, hopefully. But when we tried to mount it up to the rifle, there was one pivot that it wouldn't do that we didn't see it. We thought there was another articulating joint that would make it work. So hopefully that'll be machined and done by this weekend. Maybe I'll have it in the raw, and I'll check and see. Maybe tomorrow. Ninja Squirrel normal paper too.
Integrate a tripod into the cover.
No, Drew
When's
Bradley.
your tripod showing up?
Great question. He's asking about Right in the Rain pens. They work on normal paper as well as Right in the Rain paper. I like Right in the Rain pens. They work well, but I've never used one of those for a data card. For a data card, definitely use like the Vis-a-Vis, the wet erase, or use like a Statler or something like that.
Never owned a rifle chassis. Never had anything other than wooden stock. Got it, 45 auto. I would say the NPA, the one I have, is a little bit thinner, narrower than the MDT or your XLR MV Pro.
Yeah, but that's going up. I mean,
that's a full size frame.
Yeah, it is.
Chassis.
It is. And there was actually, just so you guys know, I mean, all about full disclosure here. I had one of my viewers contact me who bought the XLR Industries JV, the NVJV Pro, and his Voodoo, when he puts it in there, the magazine will not go in. It won't go into the mag well, period. With or without the action, the polymer mags or the aluminum mags won't fit. So that sounds like a machine issue.
With or without the action?
Yeah, it said it won't go into the mag well.
Oh, wow.
So in that case, the only way to fix that is going to be to remove some material. But you got to be careful doing that, because if you remove too much, now you're going to have extra slop. That's one of those I might contact XLR
yeah, I would
about.
just send it back.
All right. Agreed to keep all the chassis the same. I'll just get down converting back to one chassis.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting on Rick to use the Kestrel HUD in a match.
I have not.
Yeah, he is not.
Wait. No.
Nope.
I haven't. Here's the problem. So being unfamiliar or not as familiar with it as it could be, every time you go to a different stage, you have different targets, right? But you have to add them into your Kestrel, at different distances. And there's a lot of work that has to happen in order to get it there and then put into the HUD.
Yeah, I won't use a HUD. I won't use a HUD.
Yeah, not for that kind of style shooting.
Oh, guys, I'm going to add these tonight too, probably to the website. These are the Tactical Tailor made in USA. So on that bad MF, you can attach to the back of a pack. So I will start putting these out there, and they'll be cheaper than anywhere else you're going to buy them. All right, Rick, it won't be once you get those new side rails.
I actually looked at those. I actually tried ordering those, and they were on back order. And not only were they on back order, but I don't know if I can actually use them. I looked on Sunday, and I don't know if it'll fit my chassis.
Really?
Because I have the, damn it, the thing's upstairs. I can't even remember what the model is.
BA.
No, it's the BA, but it says something else. There's a word.
Hybrid.
Hybrid.
It's
So
BA
it doesn't
hybrid.
say anything about the hybrid on those rails.
Gotcha.
So I need to call them.
There was somebody, this is a good question. He goes, I can't wait to see Matt's rifle. He just got 2 of them finished like 4 months ago. Drew, it's funny you should say that, because one, he still hasn't even fired. And then the other one, he's only shot like 10 rounds out of it, because we all got caught up in this PRS 22, NRL 22 stuff. And
badly.
Guys, I am not going to lie to you. It is more fun than I ever imagined it would be. Maybe I'm just getting old, but it's harder. To me, it is harder than shooting a 6 Dasher, 6 Creedmoor, 6.5 Creedmoor at 1,000 yards. That's easy compared to shooting a 22 rimfire at 400 plus yards.
Yeah, with 2 miles an hour wind.
You guys are out of here. 6 a.m. comes early. I hear you.
True.
Y'all familiar with the Accurate Rifle Systems chassis? About to order one. No, I'm not familiar with it.
Which one? Accurate Rifle.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Ninja Squirrel said he learned something new again.
There's another chassis, guys.
Oh, he's going to pull up this information about this other chassis.
It's a PDC. No, custom. Yeah, it is that. I had asked Matt. Remember that chassis? That guy was running the Ruger?
Yes.
Okay, and he was running that white chassis?
That's called a silencer. Yes, I do remember the white chassis.
Okay, so I had asked Matt, and he said that is a PDC. Paul David Charles.
Not PDQ. Pretty dang quick.
Pretty dang cute. All right. How long have we been yapping? Oh, we are out of here. It's been an hour and a half. A 22 LR will humble the best, Eagle Eye says. Those tie wraps would have come in handy to tie off that cable. Stop it touching the exhaust. Yep. I can't believe that fried. Seriously, shooting 1 kilometer with 6.5, not hard. Ask Knife Force. Conservative Sniper Hunter. You guys are out of control here. I hope you guys had a great night. Hopefully you learned something. I had a good time. And a big shout out again to Big Country for sending us that Arkin to check out, do a review of, and do some testing on. That is very nice of you to do that. So with that said, hopefully you guys have a great night. You stay safe. We'll see you on the next one. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or maybe you just want to get in contact, it's Isyour6covered@gmail.com. You can send me your questions there, or maybe you have a topic you want to talk about. Maybe you want to be on the channel and you want to get interviewed like we've been doing, been having fun. Let me finish this text here. Isyour6covered@gmail.com. That's how you can get a hold of me. Hopefully you guys do. Call me now, dude, bro. All right. Have a good night, guys. Stratos 27. WTF SoCal. I'll call you here in a couple minutes. Ninja Squirrel. Joaquin Jack
Signing
Nava.
out.
Yep. Commando 97. Big Country.
Guys, it's been a lot of fun. Enjoyed it.
Brian T. Drew Bradley. Eagle Eye Shooting 3 Crowns. DW Abigail. WTF SoCal.
And Ninja Squirrel.
Orson Humphrey. Yeah. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully you enjoyed. And if you did, definitely
check out X-Ring. It's it's my channel, but I only do the chats on his channel for the most part.
That's right.
My alter ego channel.
That's right. This is where you let things go out your butt. All right. You guys have a great night. Take care.
See ya.